All right, review for the Chapter 2 test. I'm just going to go over these since they're already pre-written and make some key points. All right, so you have the simple statement, two lines intersect at a point. Right? Now I'm not going to be picky about grammar or anything. You just want to have to add some words. And it says, remember to always add if that. Don't forget, that's the most important part to add to a conditional statement. So if two lines intersect, then they intersect at a point. All right? Variation on that is fine. With converse, we flip it. So if they intersect at a point, then there are two lines, or they are two lines, or whatever. The inverse is the negation of the first one. So if two lines do not intersect at a point, then they don't intersect in a point. This got cut off, sorry. Point. The contrapositive is the negation of the converse. So if they don't intersect in a point, then they are not two lines. And the biconditional, sometimes, especially like this one, is a really awkward one to make. So two lines, if and only if, intersect in a point. So it's going to be, sometimes awkward to put it. I'm not going to grade you on your grammar. Just get the general idea. You want to have one side, if and only if, the other side. So the hypothesis, if and only if, conclusion. Right? Same thing here. Make sure you're adding, if and thens in here. And then you're just saying it. If 4x plus 9 is 21, then x is 3. Flip it. If x is 3, 4x is 21. Negate the first one. And you don't have to write not equal. You can just use a symbol here. So 4x plus 9 is not equal to 21. Then x is not 3. Contrapositive is the negation of the converse. So if x is not 3, then 4x plus 9 is not 21. And the biconditional, 4x plus 9 is 21 if and only if x is 3. That's a pretty easy one to make a biconditional out of. All right, last one here on this page. Supplementary angles sum to 180. You might say add, whatever. So if angles are supplementary, that's just you're putting if in front of this. So if angles are supplementary, if you want to say if two angles are supplementary, whatever, then they have a sum of 80. We're going to flip it for the converse. If they have a sum of 180, you could say if two angles have a sum of 180, then they are supplementary. Negate this. If the angles are not supplementary, then they don't have a sum of 180. This negates this. If they don't have a sum of 80, then the angles are not supplementary. And the biconditional, angles are supplementary. So the first part, if and only if, the second part, they have a sum of 180. They add to 180, some variation of that. Last one, same idea here, but with 90. So if an angle is right, then it is 90. If it's 90, then it's right. Now we're going to negate. If the angle is not right, then it's not 90. We're going to negate this. If it's not 90, then the angle is not right. And biconditional, an angle is right. So again, this first part, if and only if, it is 90. All right. What conclusion can you make about the difference? Now remember, difference means subtraction. Two odd integers. Those are numbers like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Make sure you're paying attention, using the correct type of numbers, and you're using the right operation. All right? And here we have 3 minus 5 is negative 2, 7 minus 3 is 4, 11 minus 3 is 8, 3 minus 5 is negative 2. You always get even numbers. And that makes sense because 1, 3, 5, you're adding 2 each time. And it's the same thing with even. 2, 4, 6, you're adding 2 each time. So the difference is even. Now, number 6, what conclusion can you make about the product, which means times, of an even and an odd? So again, make sure you're paying attention to the vocabulary. So here's my evens, here's my odds, and notice what you always get. You always get an even answer. All right? Again, looking at a picture. So A, B, C, and E are coplanar. Well, here's A and E. What throws people off is B and C. But notice, B and C, if you use the laptop example, B and C is on the hinge. B and C is on plane M and plane P. Therefore, it is coplanar with A and E. All right? Now notice, different from the quiz, we do have the right angle symbol here. So we know that HC is perpendicular to GE. That is true. Points F, B, and G are collinear. Well, let's find out where F, B, and G are. Okay, F is here, B is here, and G is here, not on the same line. And then it says AB is parallel to GE. All right? Well, AB parallel to GE, first we need to find AB, which is right here. And then we need to find GE, which is right here. Okay? And we do not have symbols, which are little triangles, solid triangles like this, saying that these are parallel. So the answer is no. We cannot assume. All right, almost done. It says sketch the description, the diagram. So ABC. So you start up by just drawing any angle. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect with it. It could be, it could look like this. Doesn't matter. It could be obtuse. It could be right. Does not matter. It could be straight. Does not matter. But you're bisecting it. Remember, bisecting means two equal portions. So when you draw the line, try to make them look even, and then put these symbols. So here, I'm going to try to make it look even, and it says make it BE, ray BE. Just try to make them look like that. This one's pretty easy. It'd be 90 degrees. So we put an E here, and just make it like that. You can do that, or you can do the arc symbols, either way. But those are three different examples of bisected angles. Kind of already did this one. It says draw a straight angle. So there's C, D, E. Now notice this time it says a line, not a ray. So you just got to go through D when you're drawing it and put K somewhere. It doesn't matter where, up here, down there. And then make sure you put the right angle symbol somewhere, because 180 bisected is 90. Okay, plane P and R, it helps to draw a picture. So this is already drawn, but here's a quick way to draw a cube. Draw a rectangle, come up and over, and then just connect the points. Very easy way to draw a 3D figure. All right? And then you kind of can label them, but it says plane P and plane R intersect perpendicularly. Well, again, much easier than that. Let's just draw our laptop. Okay? And to show that these intersect perpendicularly, we just put the right angle symbol. And that tells you that your laptop is open at a right angle, 90 degrees. And then we just got to label it. So, here's P, here's R, and then we have to have X, Y. So this is the X to Y where they intersect. And it says ZW lies in plane P. So just somewhere here, just put a little line, put a Z, put a W, and you're good. Okay, this is another way of doing that as one of the edges of the plane, but whatever you want to do. You can put it over here. You can do the same thing, ZW, as long as it's on plane P. All right, solve the equation and justify each step. So, you can draw your T, you don't have to, but remember, the first thing you do is just copy this down and write given. Now, there's more than one way to start this. I could add 20x, I could add 9x, I could add 21, I could add 87. Doesn't matter. What I'm doing each time is the addition. Either way, I'm going to be adding. No matter which one of those I did, I'd be adding. Now, technically, that should be up here, and then we write simplify, and then addition property and simplify. That's supposed to be simplify. Okay, so then what I do here, I add it again, right? And then here I have the division property, and then I finally simplify. That's it. All right, over here, write out what you're given and write given. Again, I could subtract 7x, 15x, 22, or 62. It doesn't matter. This is going to be all subtraction. Okay, so I subtract, then I'm going to simplify, and I'm going to subtract and simplify, then divide and simplify and get my answer of x equals 5. Okay? All right, on this one, we're given, so we write that. Now, there were two choices here. Since this is a multiple of 3, we could have divided both sides by 3. okay, which I've shown you in class. So this one's a little bit different. We distributed first, okay? Once we distribute, we simplify. Then we subtracted 27, and we simplified. Then we divided by 6, and we simplified and got our answer of 1/2. Over here on the right side, again, we distributed the 2, okay? Then we simplified. And then right here, you'd want to put down join like terms or simplify, either one. Then we added 46, and then we simplified. Again, they're not here every time, but we should be writing that, simplified. And then we added, then we divided by 9, and then we simplified and got our answer. All right, name the property. Transitive, because we're saying LM is RS, RS is 25, so we're skipping over and going right to 25. That's transitive. When you're looking in the mirror, you're looking at your reflection, so that's a reflexive property. Down here, all we did was switch them. They're the same thing, just left, right, right, left, so that's symmetric. Again, looking in the mirror, C is C, so that's reflexive. And transitive, we said this is this, this is this. We're just going to go right from here to there. That's the transitive property. And that's it for your test.